Loon Echo Land Trust was formed in 1987 to protect land in the northern Sebago Lake region to conserve its natural resources and character for future generations.
In the 1980s, when the real estate boom hit and it looked like the land developers were swallowing up all of our beloved lakes region, Bob Chase called Devi and Eric Bartlett, and together they brought together some people that they felt would be interested in forming a land trust. Most of us really didn't know what a land trust was. We hadn't heard what a conservation easement could do. We didn't know how to get one, but we decided it was a good idea. So we wrote our mission statement and our bylaws, and we were off and running with $82 in the bank. And now we have assets of over $5 million.
In the first 10 years of our existence, nearly all of our conservation easements came from generous landowners contributing the protection of their property. Our easements include forests, fields, farms, and a lot of shoreland on many of the lakes in our area. In 1990, John and Nancy Gillis made the donation of this beautiful place, the Mayberry Hill Preserve, 160 acres with field and forest that was originally their homestead, and Loon Echo protects it for its wildlife habitat, sustainable forestry, and the enjoyment by the public. Loon Echo has an annual giving that we do to local classrooms in very small amounts to assist them in bringing kids to the forest, to the fields, to study what its natural values are. These funds derive from an endowment established in memory of Helen Allen and Polly Bartlett, who was an original founder of Loon Echo Land Trust.
In 1996, Loon Echo had been in operation for almost 10 years, and nobody had ever heard of us. When WMTW proposed a 1,500-foot tower on the top of Baldpate Mountain, some local folks became pretty concerned about that, and for lack of anybody else to contact, they contacted us. We formed the Friends of Baldpate, and the S.D. Warren Company that owned the mountain gave us 3 months to fork over $180,000. We had $12,000 in our land protection fund, which we had raised over the years. It was kind of scary to turn everything over with the expectation that we would be able to raise the money within 3 months, but raise it we did, and it was the project that really put us on the map. It gave us not only credibility with the public, but it gave us a lot of confidence that when the next big project came along, we would be ready to tackle it.
After 15 years as a volunteer-led organization, Loon Echo hired its first staff member in 2001 to work with more area landowners to protect more land and to raise the funds necessary to operate.
The campaign to protect Pleasant Mountain was Loon Echo's largest undertaking. $1.5 million was more than anyone had predicted the organization would attempt to raise. But strong public support helped the project be a success, as did the connection to protecting the Moose Pond watershed. Camp Wanagonic and Camp Winona played key roles in the campaign, as hundreds of former campers and counselors like me who used to hike the mountain in their youth got behind the project to save that beautiful space. Fortunately, we had a second opportunity to add more acreage on the mountain in Phase 2, which recently was completed with the help of 250 generous donors and a significant grant from the Land for Maine's Future.
Loon Echo and Lakes Environmental Association again partnered to conserve 66 acres here in the downtown, creating a unique nature park. The park offers easy access to the trails and streams and is proving to be an economic asset. This past June, Loon Echo donated the property to the town of Bridgeton and holds a conservation easement to forever protect the land. Loon Echo gains public support for conservation projects through a variety of activities. We may lead monthly hikes at our mountains or offer other opportunities at each preserve. As the seasons change, we may hike Baldpate Mountain to catch the first sunrise of spring or observe the summer solstice. Or we may work with our volunteers and trail adopters at Pleasant Mountain for a much-needed day of trail work. The nice thing about our preserves is that the young and old can enjoy and appreciate our trails year-round. Well, with every land protection project comes a perpetual responsibility to maintain and monitor the land. We manage our preserves to balance between public recreation, plant and animal habitat, and sustainable timber harvesting. We work very hard to provide safe trails for public use and partner with groups like the Appalachian Mountain Club for technical support and training on projects like erosion projects and bridge projects.
From the very beginning of Loon Echo's existence, Hackers Hill was on the radar screen. This mountain, or this hilltop, is beloved by many people, not just in Casco, but all over the region. They come here because of the incredible views of the White Mountains and Sebago Lake. They come here to have weddings and funeral services and just to enjoy this place for reading and just being quiet.
The Lake Region Green Print was recently completed. It's a regional conservation planning project that sets a blueprint for conservation and recreation. The nice thing about the Green Print is it was done in conjunction with our community and the 7 municipalities that we serve, so we share a regional set of goals and a vision for the future. Our board of directors is thinking big and setting goals for the future. One goal is to double the acres of protected land to 8,000 acres in 5 years' time. We also aim to work with each town to establish community forests and public parks for continued forest management and recreation.